Now let's listen to what Minister of State for Foreign Affairs Singh, who will be going to Iraq for bringing back the bodies, had to say.
DNA मैचिंग शुरू हुई, हो सकता है DNA मैच ना करता, तो आज भी हम आपको नहीं बता सकते थे, क्योंकि सुषमा जी ने एक बयान दिया था सदन के अंदर कि जिस दिन कोई ठोस सबूत मिल जाए जीवित होने का या मृत होने का, वो सदन के अंदर बताएंगे। आज उन्होंने बता दिया, क्योंकि आज हमारे पास 38 लोगों के DNA मैच हो गए।
And let's listen to reaction from Punjab CM Amrinder Singh, who has slammed the central government for revealing about the death now.
To say that this, we had expected this. पहला जो indications आ रही थी, यही आ रही थी, so it should have been announced earlier. But it's very sad. But I think when they disappeared, and one boy escaped from there, उन्हें आके दसिया सी के सारे मारते।
And West Asia correspondent Daniel Pagani spoke to us just a while back on this issue.
Daniel, we just heard our foreign minister in the parliament. She's given us two confirmations. A, that the 39 missing Indians were found dead. B, that they were killed by by ISIS. Could you elaborate for our viewers about these killings that were done by the ISIS?
First of all, it's unfortunately a sad news. I apprehend this, and I personally have been for a month tracking the 39 Indians in the rubbles of Mosul and in the surrounding area closer to the Syrian border. There was the high possibility of them having been captured in death. So what could have happened is that in the moment when in 2014 the Islamic State entered the city of Mosul, these 39 Indians with other workers from other places in South Asia were working on a big residential complex meant for university students called the University Lake Towers in the city of Mosul. So the Islamic State came, and these 39 Indians, differently from others, could not escape, couldn't find a way out, so they have been trapped. The Islamic State used perhaps these 39 workers and other workers for their own purposes, which means to excavate all the trenches they needed during the fight, during the Battle of Mosul, and also they requested them to pull out all the material from the construction site that they would have needed in the days or years to come, when they knew that the coalition was going sooner or later to attack them. So this is what the Islamic State does with the workers when they find them, with foreign workers. Sometimes some governments are able to negotiate, but the problem is that the Islamic State was never willing to negotiate, and this was a major problem. It was virtually impossible for the government of India to try to understand if there was a way in order to take them. Unfortunately, we still have no precise details about where they have been brought after Mosul. We thought they were in a jail in Badoush, then we discovered that in Badoush, which is a village close to Mosul, there was no jail anymore. It was bombarded. There was the hope of them maybe being in Syria, because the Islamic State also carries along the workers that they find, because they are, of course, free. They're not paid, and the Islamic State needed very much the work of construction workers during the offensive. Unfortunately, these hopes are no more.
Right. Daniel, as you rightly mentioned, you've been closely tracking the story of the 39 missing Indians in Iraq. Foreign Minister Sushma Swaraj also exclusively thanked the Iraq government, in helping them find out these missing bodies of the 39 Indians. How closely and how integral was actually the Iraq government in, this confirmation that's come in the death of the 39 missing Indians?
We must say that the Iraqi government surprised all of us. When I personally visited Mosul at a time when we were trying to find out if it was possible to find any track that could have given any hopes to the families of the 39 workers, the situation of the northern part of Iraq, especially of the city of Mosul, and from the city of Mosul to the border with Syria was a catastrophe. The entire western part of the city was reduced to rubble. All buildings were grounded. It was kind of a Herculean, if not impossible, mission to find 39 people. But the Iraqi government kept cooperating throughout the months from the victory in Mosul. And at the end of the day, even if this is not a good news, because obviously all of us, I mean, we would have wanted to find them alive somewhere, but at least the mortal remains are there, and at least the families know the fate. So the Iraqi government has been extremely cooperative, and I would say also efficient given the situation. Remember that there are calculation and talks about 18,000 people died in the Seoul Mosul offensive, many of them still underneath the rubble. When we were trying to find these 39 workers in Mosul, we met the Iraqi Civil Defense Forces. Every day they were at 7 at dawn. And nearly every day they were reaching the city of Mosul in order to recover corpses from the rubbles, and they came back with trucks full of corpses. So that was the situation. It was really a Herculean mission, and I would say that the Iraqi government surprisingly kept working on it, despite, of course, despite the necessity of managing a humanitarian catastrophe. So I think the government of India is very much right when it's thanking the Iraqi authorities for this.
Also, Daniel, you know, this news is extremely unfortunate, but again, it brings out the horrific, you know, absolutely heinous face out of, you know, ISIS.
Definitely, yes. That's why I said during our first conversation that we kind of expected that this could have been the fate of the 39 Indians. The Islamic State is a very brutal organization, especially it was a brutal organization with all those persons they did not consider good Muslims, which in their infamous way of interpreting religion of peace like Islam meant nearly everybody. So for them, whoever does not precisely match with the ideology, with the pervert ideology they have of the religion, the religion of Islam, was not meant to be alive. Therefore, unfortunately, the last moments of the life of these 39 Indians must have been very tough and difficult. And as you said, this is sad news. I would have rather had a chat with you, rejoin because they were found alive.
Right. Also, Daniele, what can be expected now? When are the bodies of these 39 missing Indians who've been declared dead, when are they expected to arrive in the country?
There are technicalities. The Iraqi law normally wants the relatives of a family to recognize personally the corpses. At least this is the law of the country when it comes to Iraqi citizens. Since the DNA samples matched the DNA found on these corpses, I think that maybe in order to save a little time, this process can be spared to the families, because obviously it's a very painful and not easy process. General V.K. Singh is traveling personally to Iraq to take care of this, so I think now is a matter of days before the 39 Indians can go back to India, where their family will pray and lay them for the final rest.